What's up, everybody? I'm just gonna get right into it. I was gonna do this, what I was gonna do eventually, which was part 2 of my history with Bob Saget. And why I was gonna do that is because I wanted to honor him. I was very emotional about his death, even though I haven't worked with him in a while. He was a very integral part of my career and a mentor to me, and someone who really blessed me and put me on. But as this is happening, and it took me a little while because life happened and COVID and moving and all this shit. And now I'm just like everyone else seeing all this news, and I have a lot of mixed emotions. I figure I got to talk about it because I don't know, I'm processing it along myself with you, and I have questions. The first thing we have to do is we have to respect the dead. We have to give his family the privacy which they deserve. We've all lost a loved one, most of us, and it's bad enough. But then when you're dealing with it in public, that's different. And then when you're dealing with it and it just keeps getting brought up, it's horrible for the family, and my heart goes out to them. And I know that Bob was a family man. He went to benefits of his 2 sisters that passed away from scleroderma. I went to his father's funeral. I went to his youngest daughter's bat mitzvah. There's a lot of stuff I was going to talk about in this video. I was going to talk about the MTV years I did with him, and the stand up when we do big shows together. And since his death, the stuff that's since it first happened, from the shock to the just utter shock, to the deep sadness, to then the beautiful outpouring and the love of what people were talking about as the nicest guy in show business, which he was. And now these things, these news reports, and so I'd like to say, I like to ask questions, and I like to say, my piece, my history with him. But there's a fun history, and then there is his. I want the fun history, and then there's I don't know how to. I can't just talk. I really can't talk about the fun right now because of all this stuff. Since his death, and I heard it was a shock. I was in absolute fucking shock. I did his pod. I don't know, not that long ago, 6 months ago or something. Then I talked to him again in text. After that, the guy was as healthy as a horse. He's great spirits, sharp as a tack. He dies, but if you look at his last post, he just killed it. He just killed fucking 2 huge crowds, and there's no way the public's gonna let it go. There's no way the internet's gonna let it go. And there's a lot of rumblings in our community of people wanting to know what's up. I didn't go to Bob's funeral. That's a whole other thing, and I didn't know about it. It happened very quickly, and that was a whole other thing. I wasn't included in any of his memorials. I'm just gonna be real with you, I wasn't included. Me and Stu and Dave, the producer of our show that he was on, we're gonna do a memorial at the Improv. But things have been so crazy that we haven't got it yet, and we were going to try to do it in the summer, our own version, because I don't know, we weren't, I don't know why, I felt like I had enough history with the guy that, I wasn't even invited. I don't mean to be a cunt, but the only reason I'm saying, the stuff that we did together was out on the internet a lot. It was one of the touchstones when people talked about him. They talked about, Entourage and Half Baked and obviously Full House, America's Funniest Videos, but our music video was in there. Our JKX was in there. There was a lot. It was in that mix of things. So I thought somebody would be like, yo, come out, say some words, and they didn't. And it's not about me, but at the time I was, definitely booty tickled. But that doesn't mean anything compared to, because I can do my own memorial here. I can do my own with Stu, and we had our own relationship with him. He's from Philly. I'm from Philly. But I felt like it was weird. I wasn't really hearing about anything. Now all this stuff is coming out, and people are asking me yo, what's up? I'm I have no idea. And I guess What I'm trying to say is that, like, according to reports, Bob was discovered with his hand in his chest, sleeping peacefully, which already sounds weird, right? Like, who does that? They went in his room to do a wellness check at 4, but you have to be checked out at 11, but they'll give you a courtesy at 1. If they knock on the door at 1, you don't answer. They don't wait 3 hours, so that's already weird. They send a wellness check, and first thing, what did we all hear? We all heard that there was no foul play, right? Like, the Bob I know, he wasn't a drinker, he wasn't a drugger, he wasn't a partier. The Bob I know, he loved his wife. He was a he was a family man, loved his kids. He was married most of his life, and then he had another wife. He, got married again. I mean, he wasn't like out there, going crazy that I know of. And then you start hearing all this stuff. He fell, but then he didn't fall. Then he had a light fracture. Then his skull. And all of these things are like what the fuck is going on, right? Like, how the fuck could a person, then they say no foul play, like, what, that just doesn't add up. Come on, man, let's be real. I don't even know if I should talk about this, like, because I don't know I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I want to fucking know what happened. I'm making this right now as my own curiosity. Like, I wouldn't make this video ever if I never knew the man, but he was one of my idols. He was a friend, and I am astonished, or I'm fucking, something smells weird here. We all know it, and I want to know what the fuck is rotten, and I think it's weird, and I don't understand why. I want to start with the police of, like, no foul play, but if someone's head's bashed in, what some reports are saying, if that's true, that's foul play. Why? What? How come no one talked about that? So that's already weird. There's someone who took pictures, which they had to take of the scene. Someone who made a report, but they had to make it the scene. The report, either they didn't see anything, but apparently this coroner saw everything, and it was all minuscule, or they are lying, or people did something to him, put him back together, and made it look clean, and then when it got to the coroner, they discovered all the bullshit. I'm just putting it together in my mind as I'm talking to you. I'm thinking about it, and this video is supposed to be about me telling about the next chapter of our career, and it's probably going to, like, do 2 or 3 of them. And but this is just right now so prevalent that I can't be a fake. I can't, like, not talk about it. Why? Like, what the fuck is going on here? The family doesn't want the stuff out. Okay, so clearly that's fucking something's painful. Some very painful is there. And we should respect their wishes. And the judge agreed. So whatever it is, it doesn't sound illegal, right? Like, a judge wouldn't, like, that would have to be reported, right? If there was something, like, nefarious, I'm assuming. I'm going to read the story, and then just want to, like, kind of break it down. And I'm literally doing this because I feel like I have to, and get understanding from the internet, people that that like me and I like you. And a judge in Florida on Monday night agreed to make a permanent order that prohibits the release of photos or video or other records related to the incident. Okay, that, I understand that. Like, fucking, I wouldn't want that. I don't want to see that of somebody I don't know, let alone, my father or my husband, or my parent. I wouldn't want to see that. That should not be on the internet, and that's totally fucking, I agree with you. Saget died from an accidental blow to the head. So this is new to me. So that's officially the cause of death now. Before it was, heart attack, and then there's people speculating what caused that. Likely from a fall backward, according to the medical examiner. An autopsy report showed that Saget had an abrasion in his scalp, a fracture at the base of his skull, fractures around his eye sockets, bruises to the brain, bleeding between the brain tissue. Toxicology analysis didn't show any illicit drugs or toxins. During the course of the autopsy, the death investigation manager, the sheriff's office created graphic videos and photos of Saget's body, as well as audio recordings. Such recordings are prohibited. Okay. I mean, look, it could have been an accident, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to disrespect, my friend's legacy. I'm hoping for, I don't even know. I don't know how to say, how can I say that? I was gonna say I'm hoping for the best, but the best is not there. He's dead, so that's not the best. I'm hoping it's just an accident. There's a lot of speculation going around, and all I'm saying is respect the dead, respect his legacy. Now, if you find out more stuff, then maybe you gotta talk about it. Obviously, it's weird that so you get a crack on the base of your skull, makes sense. The abrasion, so you fall back and boom on the tile floor. Let's say that, but I don't know how the eye sockets are broken if you do this. You don't have an abrasion on the back of your head and your eye socket's broken unless that's crazy. The first report said he died peacefully in his sleep. What the fuck is going on here? Why did the first report say that and the next report say he's fucking got broken eye sockets? And other reports were saying this is equivalent of a man who fell 30 feet. And then they said the door was locked inside, which is bolted, so no one could leave. So no one was in there with him. Unless they left the window. If they just don't want, the family doesn't want photos and videos and stuff released, it's just respect it. Of course you should respect that. I've known nothing other than that Bob was a beautiful man. He was a beautiful soul. Do not listen to anything else. Now, if this video comes out and they find all this crazy shit, that will be news to me. But I don't believe that. He was a great guy. Obviously, something happened in the hotel room, but there was no sign of foul play, and now there's nothing but evidence of foul play on his head. Like, literally within the autopsy, these things are not caused by just, unless he fell on his face and broke an eye socket, but how did he get the gash in the back? Like, it's fucking weird, man. I don't know. All I know is he was a great human being, and I'd like to keep it that way. But with all this stuff circling around, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Respect the dead, because there's a lot of fucking rumors out there, and I don't believe any of them. I'm just trying to give you a little insight here to someone that I knew that was a beautiful man who died too soon. So I'm trying to encourage you to respect his family. They've gone through enough. But I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's weird that it was reported as one thing. Everything was just chill and he just died in his sleep. And now cuts and abrasions and cracks of the head on different angles, which you fall on one side, the other side doesn't crack too. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And of course, we're thinking of all the different things and, what different ways people can go in a hotel room. And is there some sort of, other stuff involved and an accident to himself or, clearly it doesn't add up. But if the judge says there's no crime here, then let it be. But if there is a crime, then don't. It's going to get out. Just the way the internet is. People are rabid dogs. They're not going to stop. I don't know how to end the video. Just keep it respectful if it deserves to be. And right now I'm telling you, I believe in my heart that it deserves to be. Thanks, guys.